Welcome back. If you want to call with any question, the number is 0808-054-2233. That's 0808-054-2233. You can also tweet at CTV_Mary A. I have some questions of my own. So I have eaten breakfast, smaller portion. 10 o'clock, I'm hungry again. What do I do?
Yeah, we advise a mid-morning snack. It could be cracker biscuits with a cup of tea, something light, okay? That will be able to take the person up to the lunch time. Now, lunch also will be of a small quantity, but the time between lunch and dinner is short. Most of the time, it's advisable to have the last meal between 7 and 8 p.m.
At the very most.
Now, most people don't go to bed at that time. So before you go to bed, some people may feel a bit of hunger. So we advise a bedtime snack also.
So that's like 4 or 5 meals.
Exactly, because they are small. So it's about 5. But then you find out that if they are able to do this and they monitor their glucose control with their machine, they are able to see whether their glucose is getting high or low.
And then adjust
accordingly.
Do all diabetic patients have that luxury of being able to check their glucose levels themselves?
Now, it's not very cheap. They should be, because every patient with diabetes should have a personal device that we call glucometer to be able to measure their glucose at home and record it. But then it's a problem because it's expensive, and sometimes some people cannot even afford it.
But if they know the values, could they just go check themselves? Just go to a diagnostic center, for example, and say you want to do a test.
But then how easy would that be? I've eaten breakfast. I want to check 2 hours after eating whether my
glucose levels will be high then.
Yeah, no, it will be high, but there is a level above which patient must not go. But what I want to point out is, you want to go to a facility where they can check it, they're going to charge the patient money. It's even cheaper for the patient to have that glucometer and do that.
So we have a caller on the line. Hello, Gabriel.
Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly. What's your question?
Yeah.
Okay, go on. If your TV is on, you need to turn it off because you're fluctuating.
Can you hear me?
Good, this is good. So what's your question, Gabriel?
Yeah, my question is, sometimes when I'm done eating, my body system is very, very weak. I can't walk the way I'm supposed to.
Okay, so we'll let the doctor answer that. I think I know what he's talking about. Okay. It usually happens when you're really hungry, then you just ate a meal. It looks as if all your energies go to your meal, and then you become lightheaded, you can't work.
He didn't tell us whether he has diabetes or not.
But that's not a sign of diabetes, is it? Okay.
It's normally it happens because when we eat, the blood tends to go more to the GI system for digestion to start. So it's pulled away from some region into that area. So you feel a bit heavy, you feel sleepy at that initial stage, but that doesn't mean he has diabetes.
Okay. No. So if one were to adopt this eating style of smaller meals more frequently, would that kind of thing happen?
And not necessarily.
Where I'm going to is this. Let's assume somebody does not have diabetes and decides, you know what? I want to beat it before it gets here. If even it's coming, I want to begin to eat like this. Smaller portions, more frequently, lots of exercise. Yeah. Can this be a prevention for diabetes?
Yes, that is what we
And is it healthy for a non-diabetic person to eat that way?
Very, very healthy, because that is what we preach as part of prevention. Cut down those calories, minimize the quantity of what we consume, get more active.
Okay.
We may be able to put more years if it's going to continue.
Let's quickly talk to Peter. Hello, Peter.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Peter. What's your question?
Okay. Please, I want to know low sugar high sugar, which is riskier?
All right. Thank you very much, Peter. I like that question. Really simple.
It's a very good one.
Low sugar, high sugar. What do we opt for?
Those are the things the patient with diabetes will face. Now, low sugar is very dangerous. It kills very fast, and that is what that's what we call hypoglycemia.
That is low sugar in the body, in the blood.
In the blood.
Okay.
That is what we call hypoglycemia. It can kill within minutes if nothing is done. Okay. High sugar, it's not that that is good.
Also in the blood.
In the blood. It's not that that is good, but it gives more time for us to react and bring it down. That will not kill very fast.
Okay, so let's talk about low sugar and high sugar in the diet.
Okay. Now, when we talk about low sugar, high sugar in the diet, various foods, okay, have various rates of increasing blood sugar.
Okay.
Okay. And that's why some particular food, you will probably eat for some particular food, and in a short while, the glucose is very high, whereas you are eating another kind of food. So the rate of release of glucose from different food actually varies.
Let's quickly get Fagbende before we continue. Hello, Fagbende, are you on the line?
I'm on the line. I want to ask a question.
Go ahead, please.
Hello?
I can hear you.
I want to know what should be the difference between the measurement before food and after food, so that when I check after food, I will know whether it is normal or not.
Are you diabetic?
It's my wife, very, very diabetic. We have the measurement.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, that's good. Now, most times when we manage patients, we set a target for them.
Okay.
Because that serves as a guide. So we always advise that before eating in the morning, and this is depending on the guideline that one is using, but what I use commonly, and that is the American Diabetic Association, even the Diabetic Association of Nigeria have this guideline. Okay. And it recommends that before eating in the morning, the glucose level should be less than 130 milligrams.
Less than 130
milligrams
before eating. Milligrams
per deciliter.
Per deciliter.
Now, 2 hours after eating any food, 2 hours or more after eating any food, it should be less than 180.
Okay. 2 hours after eating
any
less
food.
Than 180. And that is across the board for everybody.
For anybody that has diabetes, using their drug very well, controlling their diet very well, they should be able to meet those targets.
Okay. I have a comment from, let's see, Amala Feli. Okay, so he's saying, you define diabetes as a disease of moderation and discipline. It's just a play on words. Shouldn't it be the reverse? That is, it's a disease of excess and indiscipline. Is it really a disease of excess and indiscipline?
Now, we should not put things in negative. Okay. And that's what I've said, that you say, having diabetes...
Let's hold that for a minute and quickly take Kelechi. Hello, Kelechi.
Hello.
Yes, what's your question?
Good afternoon. Yeah, my question is this. Like I already know before that beans is very high in carbohydrates. I know my father is diabetic. Okay. And mostly what he eats is exactly what the doctor says that is peculiar to most diabetic patients. That's beans, plantain. Okay, if we want to eliminate beans from his diet, what other substitutes should we include?
Excellent. Thank you, Kelechi.
I'm very sure we manage patients with food that is locally available and culturally acceptable to the patient. So if you're from the Southwest, whatever they eat in the Southwest is what you eat in that small portion.
Okay.
If you're from the northern part of the country, whatever they eat there is what you eat. If you're from the eastern part, so it is that food that is locally available.
And our soups are wonderful.
Oh, very good. And culturally acceptable. I tell my patients, you don't need to break bank to treat diabetes in terms of diet.
Can anybody actually treat the diabetes with diet alone? Is it possible?
There are some few kind of patients who would do well monitoring them on diet alone. But really, if you look at what I said at the beginning, insulin is small, it is not working well. So most of the time, we start them on this modification, diet modification in terms of quantity, and we give them a drug to help with the insulin resistance.
Thank you so much, doctor. This has been wonderful. Thank you for coming to the show. And thanks everybody there for listening in. Thank you so much for your questions. Gabriel, Fagbenle, Kelechi, all of you, wonderful questions. And get this, your exercise helps your body respond to insulin. That if one doesn't take anything, take that one. Thank you so much for being there. Have a wonderful day. I am Mary Alale Yusuf.